What's up, Stu Crew? Man, I don't even know where to start. It feels like it's been a while since we've updated you. I know last video, I think I said, we're gonna be so much better at updating you. We haven't filmed much lately and we're gonna be on top of it now. Yeah, that was kind of not true. The last week and a half, 2 weeks has been crazy for us, honestly. So we're gonna sit down and update you with what's been going on. We've kind of just been hanging around the house because there's been a lot of health issues with Carlin. So we've just been relaxing as a family. Carlin's been sleeping 90% of the time. Carlin's friend Christian's been staying with us the last few days, helping us out with the kids and stuff. But I don't want to jump too far ahead. We got to catch you up first about Carlin. So we're going to kind of sit down, talk you guys through it. It's been a crazy last week and a half. Yeah, I don't even know where to start. They've made a bed down here. If you guys remember, looks like the air is out upstairs. So we got somebody coming to look at that. And we've been chilling in the bottom half of the house, which is, hey, still way bigger than our last rental, right? This is great. Say what's up, friends. Hey, Carlin, she can't see.
Oh, she can't.
All right, there you go.
Nice.
This has been our life for like the last several days.
Seriously, no joke. I've been sleeping more. This last thing that happened really wiped me.
Yeah.
I've been sleeping more this time than I have in the other time.
Well, you got to start at the beginning when it's coming back.
Okay. So, Layla, you ready to tell him?
Yeah.
What have you been doing? What have you been doing?
She wants to go eat.
Okay, go eat. All right, Evan went to give Layla a snack, but little recap if you're new here. I had my second child about 3 months ago, a little over 3 months, coming up on 4 months. Mm-hmm. When I was in labor, I started passing out, having little episodes, which was really weird for me because I'd never really done that in the past. Ever since he was born, it's been in and out of dizzy spells, blurred vision, and then a month later after having him, I started having what they think is some type of seizure. I can't remember what I was about to say. Anyways, so I started feeling weird, having blurred vision, headaches, and then started passing out. So since then, I've been undergoing a bunch of different tests and talking to different doctors. What we know so far is I apparently had an underlying issue from when I was born or whatnot, is what they're assuming. And delivery, it was delivery induced from having a traumatic situation like childbirth, which has caused me now to have seizures. They don't necessarily know whether it's my brain triggering them, like epilepsy, or my heart, or some other reason. So they're trying to cross out those
Trying to figure out which one it is.
Yeah, so that I can be on the right meds and whatnot. Okay, Evan's back. He's gonna carry the story.
I had to get Layla a snack. So almost 2 months ago? It was May 7th when you had your first one. So it was over 2 months ago when she had her first one. It was at the boutique. And she had a seizure. We called an ambulance, took her to the emergency room.
Super freaky. I did not know what was going on.
Yeah, and I won't draw this out because most of you have probably followed along, but just in case you haven't, I mean, since then, you've been in and out of 5 ERs. It's happened a lot. It continued to get worse. Seizures, passing out, everything, shaking, loss of consciousness, can't remember things. It's been terrible. And then sleeping and resting for the next day or several days after one.
Yeah.
So it's just been crazy. Lots of tests done. They still haven't pinpointed what's causing it.
They did put me on seizure medicine.
Yeah.
Took me off because I had the multi-day EEG.
Yep.
That we should find out those results. Actually coming this week.
Yeah, she didn't have an episode while that was on. But we have not found out the results. They said sometimes you can still tell some things in the brain even if you don't have an episode. So we're waiting those results. But since then, she didn't go back on the medicine after that. We weren't sure if she needed to.
Looking back, I didn't know that I was supposed to get back on my seizure medicine after the testing. And so I wasn't taking the pills because I thought, we're just waiting for our next follow-up. But follow-ups and doctor appointments are super backed up these days.
Yeah.
So anyways, I didn't get on it. And
they never specified she'd need to. So I thought they would get back with us or have us in for a visit when they wanted her to get back on. So after the EEG, we just played it cool. But she hadn't had one for like a week.
Thought maybe
2
it's a fluke
weeks.
thing. And
She
I'm
started
good.
getting dizzy some, but like no big seizure episodes or dropping to the floor. It had been probably 3 weeks to a month. We went on vacation. We were like, wow, you know, maybe the Lord just took it away. She seemed to be kind of back to normal a little bit.
I'd still have a little bit of like headaches,
Yeah.
dizzy spells, and blurred vision. But
Yeah.
other than that, I never passed out once.
Right. So we're like getting encouraged and stuff. And then I'd say, what was that, a week and a half ago or so? 2 weeks, something like that. When her sister Alyssa was in town. She was with them shopping at the mall. And Alyssa calls me and she says, hey, we were about to leave the mall. We were out in the parking lot and Carlin just passed out.
I remember texting Evan like 15 minutes prior, and I was like, I feel really weird. Like,
Yeah.
And I haven't felt like this in a while. And I was like, I feel weird, and it's not going away this time.
And I obviously wasn't there. They were having a girls' day. Maybe next time they'll invite me along. And
I think you were golfing.
No, I was at home. I was watching the kids that day. I was home.
Oh,
Yeah,
were you?
I was being a great dad
Wow,
that
you
day.
were a great dad.
Some days I go golfing and then I'm not maybe great, but at golf, I'm still always a great husband. Anyways, so I texted her and I told her to sit down. That's the only thing I knew to do because I wasn't there. And then literally just a few minutes after that text, that's when Alyssa called me. So it must have happened like right then, which Whitney caught most of her fall that time. So that was good. But yeah, she went out cold. Hey guys, Carlin's sister Alyssa is actually in town from Florida. So Carlin was out with her and her mom and stuff today. And they called me to tell me that she had, that she just passed out again. And she has not done that in like at least 2 or 3 weeks. We really thought like maybe she was done with that for now. We don't know. We've been so confused. So they're bringing her to me. So they should be here any minute. So we'll update you guys here in a little bit. I'm just trying to keep you caught up because I'm just pacing around the house all worried now. And so then you came home, you were resting.
All right, fast forward.
Yeah.
Same things.
Came
Blah,
home, you were
blah, blah.
resting, and it was
Went
what,
to cash
2
and
days later.
carry.
So she pretty much just rested the next day or two, and then the boutique cash and carry, I think you guys saw that in the last video. We had another one of those, and which is where it first started. The first time she passed out like this after delivery was at a cash and carry. And then it happened again. So Saturday, she had a very bad pass out episode. She stood up and dropped to the
Every
floor
time
again.
he says it, he always says, very bad pass
Well,
out
goodness,
episode
when
and
you're
pass out to
dropping
the
from
floor again.
5'3" all the way to the ground, that's scary. So she has one at the boutique, and we end up just letting her rest because, like we've told you, the doctor said there's no need to keep calling an ambulance or coming to the ER if it's not worse than normal.
And it felt like the same thing.
Yeah, so she
Another
rested.
typical one.
We ended up going home after a little bit, and you know, she was just resting. Got back on the meds because that's when we talked with the doctor, and they said, yeah, get back on the medication, and we'll see where it goes from there. So last week, you started the medication after they told you to, so that was like Sunday night or something like that, or Monday. She'd been on the medicine all week, which I updated you guys some on her Instagram, but I didn't pull out the vlog camera, but it definitely knocks her out, even just the medicine. Like, she feels nauseous. She's like out of it. She's almost out of it more than when you're having episodes.
When it's
crazy.
regulating.
Yeah.
Christian's been like right there with me through all this because she has a lot of the similar situations. She's on the same meds as me. So she was like, a lot of the side effects are you're droggy, foggy. Like,
Droggy?
Yeah.
Droggy.
Yeah, you're really droggy. Yeah, you like have a lot of brain fog, like you can't think of certain words, like it's
Until
definitely,
it regulates.
Yeah, until it regulates. Like it takes a while to kind of like regulate and stuff. But yeah, you're definitely super tired, and it takes a while to kind of regulate and even out.
So literally like that whole week, 4, 5, 6 days, she was like out of it, all into that. Fast forward, VBS at our church is something we try to help at every year. It's a big event at our church. I always try and film for them and get some footage. Carlin helps in classrooms. she was telling me, she was like, hey, I feel like going. This is the next Monday. So she'd been on her medicine a week. She said, I feel great today. Let's go. I want to go help. So we went. I'm going around filming things. She's hanging with Christian and some other friends. And she's standing in the foyer. And this is when the big one happened.
Well, I remember being downstairs because they like provide food beforehand, and I remember telling Christian because she's been like hanging out with me because Evan was doing a lot of the video. So he was hanging out. She was hanging out with me, and I was like, my head feels really weird. Like, does noise or something like that ever bother you, like being on the medicines? I thought maybe it's the meds.
Yeah.
And so then we're like, we're gonna go upstairs. So we went upstairs and we were just chilling, hanging out, and then this one gave me like no warning.
Yeah.
I just remember like trying to get out of conversation, and then I remember just like losing it. Everything just felt like it was like slowing down.
The iPad right there.
Oh, you want the iPad? Bring it to me.
Can you watch this?
Yes, bring me the iPad.
I'm
She's
about to
saying
take a
full
nap.
sentence.
Sit with me.
Okay.
Oh, you can sit with me.
Pick you a show. I was filming at this point, so Christian was with her, and Christian witnessed everything.
No, you were talking to some people, and I was talking to some people too, so I really wasn't paying attention to you. But they ended up saying that you were trying to talk to him, and it's like you couldn't figure out the words, like which goes back to what we were talking about. It's like kind of hard to figure out the words and stuff. And then it's like she couldn't figure out what she was saying, and then she kind of like went stiff. And then I had brought Zayd up with us and set his car seat behind us, and she was standing in between me and somebody else. And she fell back like over Zayd's car seat because like the, what is it?
Like the handle?
Yeah, the handle of the carrier. She fell back over that and fell back on her head on the concrete. So
after I always come back, I'm always asking everybody around me like what happened, because I feel like I lose time and I can't pinpoint like places or whatnot. So like even our pastor's wife was like, I literally saw your head bounce off the concrete.
Yeah. So she was standing in between me and my mom. So I think like when she kind of fell back, she hit me and my mom. So I think that kind of slowed her down a little bit. But where she didn't give us any warning, it's not like we could grab her or anything.
Yeah.
So she fell really hard, and fell back over, like we said, back over the car seat.
Did I get my shoes?
No?
Yeah.
Maybe. Did I grab them or not? They were in Pastor's office.
Yeah, I was about to
wearing
say that.
sandals.
Yeah, they were in.
I may have left them. I don't think Pastor's going to wear them. We'll get them back.
Yeah. I was say they were your new ones.
Yeah, I just got those.
She's worried about her shoes. So my buddy called me. Josh was standing there, and he told me, he said, you better get up here quick. Carlin just passed out in the foyer. I was up there in probably 10 seconds at most. Like I was, from when he called me, I was right around there. And so when I got there, we ended up moving her to a back room, and she was seizing. It was a seizure.
Yeah, because at first though, it was one that was it's like you went out and your head was on the concrete, so I put my hand underneath your head and you weren't jerking, you were just passed out.
Right.
And then you went from that, and it was just kind of your eyes were kind of shifting, and then your body started to kind of do like the shaking thing, like your body was like doing like the seizing up and stuff.
And sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes
Weird.
she's just passed out, but then several times it'll be more shaking and a little bit less. It's just, it differs every time.
But yeah, it was super weird how like at first she was still, and then her body started doing the shaking.
You should tell our doctor that.
Yeah. We should take Christian to the doctor appointment.
Yeah, because I never know what actually happens a lot of the times. Like, I remember flashes from, like, being in the office.
Yeah.
So I didn't know it was the office, so y'all told me. But I know I was at church.
So long story short, the seizure happened and everything, but our main concern was her head, because they said she did hit it pretty hard. So our church's medical team was looking after her during it, and then her doctor ended up saying it's a concussion. So I checked her vitals throughout the whole first night and everything. Woke up every hour, checked
woke me up
those.
every hour. I was like, let me sleep. I felt more out of it this time than I had from the past two. Like, I slept a good hour before I even was talking to everybody.
Yeah, so according to the doctors, Lord willing, it's not worse, but it does look like she's got a concussion. So really, they said just a lot of rest.
Check on that.
Yeah, that's what
I
we've
only
been
slept
doing.
like 11 hours last
The
night.
last few
I'm not
days
even
has been
kidding.
sleep and rest. That pretty much catches you up on all of that with Carlin. We actually do have a follow-up appointment coming up this week, so that will be good. Hopefully they'll give us results from like the heart monitor, the EEGs, that kind of stuff. Also maybe figure out the medicine. I don't know if it needs to be upped or layered with something else. I don't know. They'll look into all that. So if you guys would just continue to keep her in your prayers, we're just going to be here sleeping.
All y'all are like fighting for me on the
Yeah.
other side. Y'all are like, man, we need to get these doctors to do this and we need to find out the answers.
Yeah.
And I understand. And then some of you hearing a lot of your stories of like going through similar situations or trying to find answers about
Yeah.
different health issues. Like, I did not realize that it can be so hard because obviously there's so many things out there that it could be.
Right.
But like, we're just trying to do our best to trust the people that like have been in our past and reaching out to,
Yeah.
having second opinions and where to go next and moving forward. So
And we know the doctors are trying everything they
Yeah.
can. Like you can't really just hear a symptom and be like, "Oh, that's exactly what it is." Like we
Yeah.
know that's difficult. So it's
so
just a journey.
Our doctor's been so helpful. Like, he's given us his
Yeah.
personal phone number to be able to call him anytime. And so we've been bugging him a lot about different things. I'm like, is this normal? Is this weird? So
Yeah.
we really feel like we're in good hands, and we appreciate all of your support
Yeah.
and encouraging us. This is always a weird thing for me to talk about just because it feels like personal.
Yeah. I told her,
But-
I was like, we don't have to talk about it, but she wants to update you guys and thank you for all the prayers and everything.
I feel like y'all are with us in the good times and the hard times.
Yeah.
So we also want to be like vulnerable with you as
Yeah.
well, and hopefully be able to help any of you that are dealing with the similar issues. Like, I've leaned on Kristen a lot lately because she has a lot of the similarities.
We're just
like
going to
blood
start a
disorders
group.
and things.
If you take the
Yeah.
same
Yes.
medicine as them, as you're in the
Yes.
group.
Yes. And just chatting about our different experiences. So
Yeah.
that's just really been helpful to cope with it so you don't feel as alone in
Yeah.
it. Because my personality is to always feel 100% and like just sitting here and my OCD about things not being perfect.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Yeah.
I want to be
It's
able to get
hard.
up and do the simple things, and I can't.
It's hard for her to just sit here and rest. So that's what we're trying to make her do. And Lord willing, she'll get better and we'll figure out some answers.
Our biggest thing on the tail end of this is what we've heard from doctors and our friends from past experiences is being extremely cautious to
Yeah.
not hit my head again.
Yeah.
Because that was about the hardest I think that I've ever hit.
Yeah, for sure.
With one of these, a lot of times I was like, well, girls, why didn't anyone catch me? After
Yeah.
they told me I hit my head, they're like, does your head feel okay? I was like, I feel like a big headache. And they said, no one caught you. I was like, why didn't anyone catch me? Every time someone's caught me. So just not being able to hit my head again
Yeah.
is a big thing.
Yeah.
Because 2 concussions in a row can be like extremely dangerous. The falling part is the more dangerous part than the seizure part, is what I'm gathering. Right?
That's how they're acting. I mean,
Yeah.
yeah. So anyways, we just wanted to update you guys. Thank you for the prayers. We will try and keep you updated this week. It might not be very interesting. It might just be her sleeping on the couch, but we'll try and keep you guys updated. So.
And we will see you next time.
She watches our vlogs.
My foot is asleep.
Is it? I'm just going to sleep right here while y'all get food.